Robert Lee Cobalt.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Cobalt, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, sir.
One moment, Your Honor. Okay, it just loaded.
Cobalt.
Yes. So on November 10th, 2024, the officer was dispatched in reference to a disturbance family call. The officer was in a marked patrol vehicle and wearing an official Houston Fire Department, Houston PD uniform. The officer met with the complainant. The complainant stated that the relationship is as follows. The defendant is her husband of 20 years and the witness is her mother. The complainant stated that her husband, the defendant, was intoxicated and had been drinking for the entire day. The complainant stated that her son-in-law came over and went into her daughter's room. And the complainant further stated that she was in her room and began hearing her husband yelling that no one will watch the football game with him. The complainant stated that she went to go talk to the defendant and talk to him. And the complainant stated that she then observed the defendant banging on the witness's room, yelling and cursing. Furthermore, the complainant stated that she tried to talk to the defendant again in the kitchen and tell him to calm down and leave the house or she will be calling the police. At that point, the complainant stated the defendant stated he will not leave. And the defendant then approached her from the front and pushed her, placing his hand on her chest. The complainant stated she does not remember if it was one hand or two because it happened so fast. The complainant was pushed into the wall and hit her left elbow on the wall. The complainant stated that she felt pain and was in fear for her life.
Tell me the assault again.
So the assault happened whenever she talked to the kitchen. The defendant pushed her against the wall, causing her to hit her elbow, causing pain.
Find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Now, I see that he has a prior assault that was dismissed in 11. Same complaining witness?
It does not appear so, Your Honor.
It does actually look like the same complainant is listed.
Oh, it is, Your Honor. Yes. An Angela Ortiz, yes.
And I see also an aggravated assault from 93. No, not now. Now it's not the time.
Your Honor, we don't have any information about the ag assault, just the prior AFM.
So, yay or nay? Because I have different names as far as the assault from.
Your Honor, the prior dismissed assault is with the same complaining witness.
Mr. Cobalt, I want you to understand something that I know that you want to say something.
Yes, sir.
Now's not the time. You know, I've got DAs here. Everything that you say, they're going to use it against you to prove, you know, your guilt. So it doesn't matter how helpful you think you are being to yourself. You may in reality be hurting yourself even worse. And what I'm trying to do is now protect you from yourself.
Yes, sir.
I want you to understand that I'm going to do everything in my power to protect every person of Harris County. And I don't care if that means putting you in jail and making your bond extremely high. Every single person. I am ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with this person whatsoever and not to be in possession of weapons. I'm also ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. If I find that you're consuming any kind of alcohol from any source, illegal narcotics, unprescribed controlled medication, I will put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
There is a protective order that has been issued in this case. I would get to know it. If you violate the protective order, the state can and will file additional charges against you. Things will go sideways really, really quick, really fast. So get to know that protective order. Don't violate it and don't violate any of these conditions we've put on your bond. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
What do you do for a living, sir?
Sir,
What do you do for a living?
I'm disabled.
How do you support yourself?
This disability,
How much do you get from disability?
2,700. My wife, we lived together 20 years.
This person here,
Yes, sir.
not anymore, not for the foreseeable future. This
Two
person,
affidavits for her and I got two affidavits there for her
I
and.
don't care what you can have something from Jesus. I don't care.
Yes, sir.
I have this protective order that tells you you can't go near the Draycott Lane house. Don't go anywhere near.
Parents right now.
Okay. For the foreseeable future, that's what happens. No contact. If she tries to get a hold of you, hang up the phone. If she texts you, don't reply. Sends you an email, don't reply. You're the one that's going to be sitting in custody in the event that you violate these conditions.
Yes, sir.
If you'd like, you can apply for an appointed lawyer and we can have you talk to someone today,
Sure.
but just understand, no means no. Do you understand?
Great, I will.
Okay. Did you want to apply for an
Yes,
appointed?
sir.
Might give you an application. We'll give you an application. I need to know everything about you. I need to know any income that you have from anywhere. I need to know everything about you. I need to know how much money you have in the bank, stocks, bonds, IRAs, mutual funds, what kind of property you have, houses, cars, boats, airplanes, everything I need to know. And I'll look to see if you qualify.
Yes,
All
sir.
right?
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
May I approach you? I'm approaching on Carl Bell. We have this case worked out, Your Honor. We initially filed for PTI. He just informed me that he wants to set it for a plea. He wants to take time served.
He didn't do the mitigation packet, did he?
He did.
He did.
He did.
I know.
He got it in. We got it in last week. He got it in. He says, I explained it to him. I told him everything. He said, I'm 64 years old. I don't want to be on probation.
Is that him over there?
Yes.
Order in the court.
Hi, Jay.
What do you want to stand? Okay. Yes or no, sir?
Good morning, Mr. Bell. In life, when you take a half-ass result or half-ass approach, you get a half-ass result. And I know that it's always easier to just take it and just be done with it. But I'm going to tell you now, when you get a DWI conviction on your record, it will hose you in every way imaginable. Anytime you want to get car insurance, it's going to be 3 to 4 times what it would be to the average person. Insurance companies are so bad nowadays. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Do you have car insurance now?
Yes, sir. I keep it.
Do you pay a lot?
130.
Okay. It will quadruple to quintuple if you end up with a conviction on your record. Not to mention, there's fines and fees from DPS to pay. Not to mention, you ever pick up another one, it's a minimum of 30 days in jail. So you're the master of your own domain. You're still a spring chicken, so you probably got another 25 to 30 years of driving. I'm telling you, a conviction on your record. But if you want to do it,
May I interject? The package is to Nathan Beadle, and I think he just got a little antsy. If we can go through the process, I want him to take the package. I want him to take the program because I know it's going to be beneficial in the end.
the only problem is you got to stay clean for a year. And if you can do that, the 2 classes, it gets dismissed. And you avoid probably around $5,000 in fines and fees here, not to mention a lifetime of 4 to 5 times insurance. And it's probably not just car insurance. Your homeowner's insurance will probably go up if you pay homeowner's insurance. And anytime you want to get a car, you want to get a loan to get anything, they're going to look at this, they're going to charge you more. You're a liability. You don't have to make a decision now, but I'm telling you, anytime you have the ability to get something dismissed, you're winning. It's up to you. If you want to still set up for a plea, I'm happy to do it, but you're ready to pay.
Can you do me a favor?
Sure.
Nathan should be ruling in a week or so.
Set off a week,
Yeah. Give it 2. I'm going to be out of town for Thanksgiving.
2 weeks, done.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Thank you. But if he wants to do the time served, he's got to do it next time. It's 210 days now.
Done deal.
So if you're going to take it, you do it next time. But I'm telling you, it's a fool's errand to take a conviction when you can try to get this thing dismissed.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Bell. Of course. Good morning, Mr. Spence. Do you have a lawyer today?
Sir,
Tell me what you're doing about that.
well, I lost my job, so I'm right now trying to find a lawyer to work with me.
How do you support yourself?
Sir,
How do you support yourself?
well, right now I'm still spending what I did have left over. I can't work because the defendant goes to my job trying to stop getting work. My job basically let me go because the person keeps coming up to my job creating a scene.
Who's the complaining witness in this, Alex, on Spence?
Spence is dated relationship. Yes, Your Honor. So I believe.
What were you doing? So what are you going to do now?
I've been looking for new jobs.
Did you call the police when this person keeps coming?
No, sir.
Why not?
Because every time I have an altercation with the police, I don't. So
But if you're doing nothing wrong and you're at a place of business and she just keeps coming there, you've got a bunch of people that you're working with that can corroborate what you're saying.
it's a,
You know?
just like last time, I went to jail, I got my tooth knocked out by the police.
What,
So I don't want to call the police. I just avoid it at all costs.
if you're doing nothing wrong, you're working, you've got a bunch of people that are there to corroborate what you're saying, there's nothing to worry about.
That's why I'm on bond.
Sorry?
I'm on bond right now.
Okay, I understand, but if you're working, someone's coming to harass you,
I mean, if I'm not safe in my own home, let's work. This case happened at my house.
what,
So
I think we're having two different conversations here, Mr. Spence. You know what I mean? I'm trying to help you out here, but
exact same conversation. I avoided it because I didn't want to deal with the police, so I just left.
so you just left what, work?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so they didn't fire you, you just left.
Yes, sir. Well, he said, he was like, until this case is dismissed, then you can return back to work. He's like, I can't have her coming up here creating these type of scenes.
The problem I have, Mr. Spence, is that, you're working out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, your 11th case. How many appointed lawyers have you gotten on all those cases?
I paid for most of my lawyers.
Really?
Yes, sir. Actually, all of them, actually. Except this last one with the felony.
The last one, no. Appointed lawyer.
Yeah, that's what I said.
You want to apply for an appointed lawyer now?
Sure. Yes, sir.
Let me see if I have an application.
And I was told by the other lawyer that my paperwork downtown, like whenever they took me to jail and made me fill out that paperwork, was completely wrong.
Here I have that you make $9,000.
No, sir. I wouldn't be here if I did.
All right. I need you to fill out a new application for me then. I'll take a look at it and we'll see.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Just be honest on it. Be honest. Don't just put zeros. Okay? All right. You mind? Good morning, Ms. Carter. Ma'am, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Yes, sir. On November 11, 2024, the officer was dispatched to an assault in Harris County, Texas. The officer made contact with the complainant and the defendant. The complainant stated he was in a dating relationship with the defendant since August 4th, 2024. The complainant stated he went to a bar with the defendant and an argument started when the complainant was being nice to a bartender. The complainant stated the defendant did not like that he was being flirtatious. The complainant stated they left the location and the defendant was arguing with him while driving. The defendant kept trying to press the off button on the motor vehicle and the complainant had to pull over to call 911. The complainant stated he kept driving, pulled over at an Exxon gas station and exited the motor vehicle. The complainant walked to cool down while on the phone with 911. The complainant stated he was stopped by the defendant. The defendant pulled on his hoodie strings and the defendant slapped the left side of his face with her open right hand, causing pain. The complainant stated he did not touch the defendant, and the officer observed redness on the complainant's left side of face and a small cut on the inside of his upper lip. The officer observed no visible injuries on the defendant.
Ma'am, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Have you guys reached out to the complaining witness?
No, you're
You know
wrong.
what-
This is a domestic DVD case and no rip has been attempted.
Okay, Novak.
No, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Carter, until I know that he wants to have contact with you, I'm ordering you not to have any contact with this person. I'm also ordering you not to be in possession of weapons as well. It looks like a protective order was issued in this case on the 11th of this month. I would get to know it. If you do something to violate the protective order, the state can and will file additional charges against you. Violation of a protective order, and it's one of the worst cases you can pick up. Do you understand?
Yes.
How old are you, ma'am? What do you do for a living?
Don't work.
Why not?
Us being together, he chooses to provide and he doesn't want me to work, so.
How do you support yourself? You're not to have any contact and not to be with him at all. So how are you going to support yourself?
I started applying.
You know what? This life is very short. And if you don't have some kind of education, if you don't have some kind of work experience, this person may not be there for the rest of your life. And you should never, ever have to depend on a man for anything. You should be self-reliant, where you, as a woman, depend on herself, because you never know who's going to end up being there for the next 5 years, 10 years. This person takes off, you're destitute, alone, without anything. I've seen it happen over and over and over. Did you graduate from high school? Okay, it's time for you to start working. I'm making that a condition of your bond. I will have you apply for an appointed lawyer, but I'm going to bring you back in 2 weeks. I want to see what you have done to get a job. You cannot go with this life dependent on any man. You need to have a career for yourself.
I have an upcoming interview.
Good. I want you to start working, and I want you to build yourself a strong career where you don't have to rely on any man for anything. Rely on yourself. That's what life's about. So you can buy nice things yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not depend on any man for any reason.
I was working, but once we got together, he didn't.
Don't. Who cares? Be a strong woman yourself. Why do you have to rely on what this dude says? No. Be yourself, man. You know, have a strong career. Make millions of dollars yourself. You don't have to depend on anyone. All right? All right. I'm going to have you, I need you to fill an application for me. I'll have you talk to a lawyer here momentarily. I'm going to have you sign bond conditions that you're not supposed to have any contact with this person and obtain possession of weapons. If I find that you do, I'm telling you now, I'm going to put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. You understand? All right, come on.
Judge, I'm sorry. Was that state's bond conditions?
Yeah, states conditions. You know what? And I already have an application now. So I'll have you sign a receipt, and I'm just going to have you take a seat in the jury box. Okay? No contact, no weapons, get a job.
Yes, sir.